Hello again. Welcome back. Well, we have another Ibanez bass today to check out. This is the Ibanez Talman TMB100. 34-inch scale. It's got a poplar body, maple neck with a Jatoba fretboard, open gear 2 machines, and it has a precision and jazz style pickup with a standard Fender style bridge. And it has an active preamp. We have master volume, pickup blend, treble, and bass. It's got a funky style Strat output jack there. All in all, nice little package. So the Talman is, Ibanez has had this style around for a while. You can see it kind of looks kind of like kind of a Telecaster vibe going to it, but it has more of a pronounced horn here. So not almost like a cut-off Strat maybe, or a bulbous Tele, whatever. But it's more or less kind of Ibanez's attempt at kind of a Fender style instrument. It's a whole line. They have a short scale version called the TMB30. Again, this is the TMB100. Then they have the 300 and the 500, and they have 5-string versions as well. So quite a whole line. This here goes for $199.99. Heck of a deal. So it's a pretty good starter bass, but who knows, maybe be one that can be a regular gigger for you as well. But overall, the quality of construction for the price is excellent. The fit and finish is nice. This one here does not have any sprouting frets, which happens a lot on these lower price basses. It's not unfinished. I think it has kind of a satin finish. A little roughness here near the nut on the finish, but so it's nothing that's going to like drag your hand down or anything like a painted finish. I really think this is a good platform for making modifications if that's what you'd like to do. I think there's a lot of room under the pick guard here. You could add extra controls. We'll get to the sound in a minute. The pickup's very basic, active only. I mean, this is a good possibility maybe of switching over to passive as well. That's my thought, and I'll get to that as I show you how it sounds. I'm thinking maybe of upgrading the P pickup, which is standard size, at least I'm pretty sure it's standard size. So you can get about just any type of replacement for it. The Jazz bass, on the other hand, the Jazz pickup, I think it's narrower than most bridge style ones. So it's about the same width as a neck Jazz pickup, but the spacings for the screws are the same as a bridge. So yeah, I don't think there's any Jazz pickup that will fit in here without some sort of modification, either to the pickup or most likely you may have to trim a millimeter or two off the routing to get something to fit. But hey, maybe you don't want to change it around. Overall, pretty lightweight. I'd say this one probably, I didn't weigh it, but it probably clocks in maybe around 8 pounds or so, maybe a little more than that. It's got this is soda blue, this finish. I believe this finish is discontinued, depending on when you see this video. If you see it when it's released, it was on sale at Guitar Center for $159.99. But only because I think like I said, they discontinued this color. But pretty cool. It's got a very vintage vibe with the tortoiseshell pickguard going. Let's go around back here. You can see it has simple battery cover there, but unfortunately it does have the screws, so there's no quick changes on that. Mixed on that, the importance of being able, ideally I'd like to have a battery door. No plate, but it has 4 countersunk screws that hold in the neck. Again, like I said, a pretty decent package overall. Let's hear how it sounds. All right, so here we are. I'm going to check out the sounds of the Ibanez TMB100 Talman bass. I'm going into my Mesa Subway WD800 head, but you're going to be hearing the direct sound. I'm taking the unaffected signal out the back on the DI, so you won't be hearing it through the amp. Try to get the pure sound of the bass for you. So let's start off with both pickups centered and the EQs flat. There we go. And volume up all the way. And here we go. All right. Not bad. Let's go with the bridge pickup all by itself. Sounds like a jazz bridge pickup. Now, the B pickup all by itself. Again, that was the EQ flat for both of those. All right, let's boost the bass. As you can tell, a lot of meat there, a lot of boost available on the bass side. Let's cut the bass. Lots of clank, huh? All right, bass back to center. Let's boost the treble. You figured it would sound bright, wouldn't you? And there's how much clank there was with the treble centered. Here's the treble cut all the way. Not bad. I kind of like that. Takes a lot of the bite off. Gives much more of a mellow sound. We're gonna roll the bass up with the treble cut all the way. Nice, nice. It really boosted, a lot of boost available on the frequencies. I'm not sure where the frequencies are centered, but you get a lot there, don't you? Let's roll the bass back a little. Again, it's P pickup still. Not bad. I kind of like that. Take the bass out a little bit. It gets kind of a vintage sound to it, kind of a P sound, if that's what you'd like. Let's go back to the bridge pickup. I'm going to center the treble, and I don't know if you can probably can't see because the camera's too far away, but there is a little bit of a case of where the knobs are grabbing each other, and once you get to a certain point, they move together. So here's the bass boosted all the way on the bridge. And the bass cut all the way. Yeah, that's all I can take of that. Let's center the bass again, and this could be interesting. Treble up all the way on the bridge. You might be able to hear that. That is your typical 60 cycle hum you get from a single coil pickup. Treble rolled off all the way. Doesn't sound that bad to me, but hey, what do I know? Wow, I can just imagine how bad this would sound. I'm going to put the treble up all the way. I'm going to roll the bass off all the way. And if I can, because these knobs are grabbing each other. So let's go now with both pickups on, volume up all the way, both EQs centered to get a sound here. A usable sound, decent. We're going to roll the bass up a little, and we're going to try. We're going to cut the mids back. We're going to cut the highs back. We're going to try to roll the bass up a little. There we go. These knobs again need to be adjusted a bit. They're moving in unison. So this is both pickups centered, bass about maybe just shy of halfway boosted, and the treble just shy of halfway cut. Yeah, there we go. You know, it's a very easy bass to play. It's very fun. It, like I said, for $200, you could do a hell of a lot worse. This would be a great backup bass. I'm keeping this around because I don't have a P bass. I don't feel like spending a lot of money on a P bass. Sacrilege, I know, to my buddies out there who have collections of vintage, expensive P basses. I've never totally clicked complete with the P bass, but it's a useful tool to have because you never know. If you do a lot of work, somebody may say, hey, can you play a P bass? Bring something vintage. Most of my basses are not what you consider normal. They're normal by me, but you know, they're not your. I don't have a jazz. I don't have a P bass. So you know, something like this here, it looks like a vintage bass. It gives the vibe. Someone's probably not going to question it too much if I was to bring it on a gig. But some decent usable sounds. The both pickups together, I got wasn't a bad tone there. Like I said, with the bass up a little and the treble roll back. Preamp's very limited. I'm not. Let me know if you agree or disagree, but it seems like it really doesn't give you a whole lot of options. I mean, you can get some decent tones out of it, but it's not that flexible. It probably has something to do with where the frequencies are centered, not where I would put them. But I think the treble may be a little too, might be a little too high, the frequency. So it maybe a sharp knee, so it doesn't cut smoothly. So there's still a bit of high end when you roll it back, which is not a bad thing, but the boost is really obnoxious. And the bass frequency probably, I don't know, that might be too high too. So like I said, there's a wealth of opportunity. You could probably swap this out. EMG makes a real nice, it's called BTC Control, I think. I get confused. They have, or System. BTC System, I think it's called, because it's works with non-EMG pickups. They have a control and they have a system, and I may be screwing those up, but it's a stacked bass treble preamp that you can drop in. It's small enough that you can retrofit it to most passive basses, as long as you have room for a 9-volt battery, and it has dip switches that you can adjust what the center frequencies are for the treble, I believe, so you can get a little bit more flexibility in the tone. That might be a good option to go in here. I'm tempted to do this up like a 62, well, they call it a 62 jazz, but it's actually, most 62 jazzes didn't come with that style wiring. The concentric knobs on the very first jazz basses were volume and tone for each individual pickup. I'm tempted to get that set up and maybe upgrade the P bass pickup, get something a little more vintagey sounding, maybe a Fender 62 or a Seymour Duncan vintage. These pickups do seem to have a lot of output to them as well. But like I said, that's my thought. But really, I could live with this bass because it's not going to be a #1 bass for me. It's a backup. But this is you know, for someone wanting to get into the instrument, $200. Wow, a great deal. So you can learn on it, and it can grow with you because you can upgrade it. Really solid instrument. I mean, you hear a lot about, you know, for the money and all that. This really compares very well, I think, with the Squiers basses, which are $250 and a little bit more, I think, right now. Yeah. He said the fit and finish is really solid. He said it just seems a little right here behind the nut area. It's a little rough. Not like it feels unfinished, while up here it feels like it's been maybe finished with oil. But other than that, I mean, the open gear machines, you can swap these out. It's a standard pattern. You can either get yourself a detuner or swap the machines. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a cheap P-bass style, PJ style bass, I highly recommend the Talman TMB100. So anyways, thanks for coming by and checking it out. I do have a whole bunch of videos. The playlist is going to be coming up over here somewhere at some point. You can check out my review of the Mesa 210, plus I have one on the WD800 head as well, and a number of other basses. And if you like what you see, subscribe and check us out. We got a lot going on. I got some other videos coming, and feel free to comment, and I'll answer as many as I can. And any questions, hit me up. So again, check out my playlist of reviews, and have a great day.